Welcome back to Idealist. Rev up your engines and hold on to your wallets because we're about to take a ride through the world of cars that you should never buy. From lackluster performance to unreliable build quality, these cars are the ones that you want to avoid at all costs. Let's go. First up is the Tesla Model Y. Now, the Tesla Model Y has been getting a lot of buzz lately, more than Buzz Lightyear, but not all of it is good. Consumer Reports has given the Model Y a predicted reliability rating of just 1 out of 5, which is the lowest rating possible. That's right, this car has a higher likelihood of experiencing problems and needing repairs than most other cars on the market. One of the biggest issues with the Model Y is its build quality. There's a good chance you'll have misaligned panels, poor fit and finish, and other quality concerns. And while the Tesla has a reputation of constantly updating its cars with over-the-wire software updates, sometimes it's out of service. Additionally, the interior can feel a bit cramped, especially in the back seat, windows up. And for the price of $45K MSRP, that is one very expensive iPhone. And while it does offer impressive performance and advanced technology, it's just hard to justify the price tag when there's other crossovers on the market that offer similar features at a lower cost. If you value advanced technology and performance above all else, and you always have to have the newest iPhone, it might be worth it, but for most, it's not worth the electricity. Alfa Romeo Giulia. The supermodel known as the Alfa Romeo Giulia. This Italian sports sedan gets a reliability rating of 1 out of 5 from Consumer Report. Again, the lowest possible. And again, like the Tesla, one of the biggest issues with the Giulia is its build quality. It's got quirky infotainment systems, electronics, and overall reliability is suspect. Road & Track had one for their long-term test, and their hearts were just broken because of the unforgivable dependability problems. That hurts because the Alfa Romeo has a reputation for producing high-performance cars that are stylish and luxurious, albeit not the most economical. But perhaps the biggest strike against the Giulia is its price. With the starting MSRP of over $44,000, it's not exactly cheap. And while it does offer impressive performance and gorgeous design, it's hard to justify the price tag when there's other sports sedans like the Audi S4, the BMW 3 Series, and the Lexus IS line that are all much better students. And you'll be a way better student to the car game if you like and subscribe to Ideal down here.
Guys, I didn't just buy my dream ride, this GTR, but I also built it into a full-blown monster. 700 horsepower, flame tuned. It even has underglow. And now I'm handing over not only the car, but $10,000 cash to one of you. All you gotta do is go to winthisIdealcar.com, grab some Ideal merch or a couple of digital entries or even an Ideal hat. And this thing could be showing up in your driveway. Built by me, driven by you. Let's do this. Click the pinned first comment down below and get entered right now for a limited time. Good skill and keep living the Ideal lifestyle.
Subaru WRX. Well, if it isn't the Subaru WRX, this car has certainly gained a reputation as a sporty and fun to drive car, but let me tell ya, the newest gen isn't that great. The response to the new styling, which a lot of people think is too conservative and lacks the aggressive, sporty look of the previous models, was bad to say the least. So bad in fact that when Subaru put up their promotional video on their YouTube channel, they took it down because of the negative criticism. Well, of course, they won't admit that, but Consumer Reports has given the WRX a predicted reliability rating of 2 out of 5, which is below average. Now, the inside looks cheap and lacks refinement of other cars at this price point, and that CVT transmission lacks the engaging driving experience a traditional transmission gives you. You could say the CVT just doesn't fit the DNA of the WRX. And given the MSRP that's inflated with the size of the car, starting at over $30,000, it is a steep price to pay for a has-been legend. Jeep Wrangler. Yes, it is a Jeep thing, and yes, you wouldn't understand, unless you own one. Now, we had one in the Ideal fam, a 2022 for about a year and a half, and I can tell you, you don't buy a Jeep for its reliability. You buy it to make your partner really happy. Check that out up here. Now, Consumer Reports has given the Wrangler a predicted reliability rating of just 2 out of 5, which, given my experience, I think might be a tad bit generous. One of the biggest issues with the Wrangler is its fuel economy. With its boxy design and lack of aerodynamics, it's pretty much a brick on wheels, and it's not exactly a vehicle that's easy on fuel. Another issue with the Wrangler is its ride quality. It certainly doesn't have the smoothest ride, and it can be pretty loud on the highway. And let's not forget the death wobble. Yeah, sometimes this thing would handle worse than a tractor made of jello. But hey, who cares about any of that when you can take it anywhere? Well, except to a safety meeting, which I think a bicycle is safer in an accident than this thing. That said, YouTube girlfriend named her Jeep Tina. There is no alternative. Now, guess what? We sold it because, well, there was an alternative that was way better. Well, we bought a Bronco. Volvo XC90. Now, I think the Volvo XC90 is one of the best looking SUVs on the market from one of the safest automakers around. But an SUV should be able to take you off the beaten path. Yet the ride quality on rough roads is less than par. And the infotainment was built by a computer scientist because it is difficult to use and overly complex, and it lacks buttons. Reliability is 2 out of 5 from Consumer Reports, having major issues with both the electronics and the powertrain. That might have to do with the fact that it is both supercharged and turbocharged, but I don't know, I'm not a scientist. But regardless, it makes it tough to spend $56,000 when you might need major repairs very few miles down the road. Volkswagen Tiguan. Yes, the Tiguan is a compact SUV, and it is quite popular. So you're probably surprised to see it on this list. First, for its size, it does lack the space of similarly sized vehicles. Also, the fuel economy. While it does offer a turbocharged engine and all-wheel drive, it can be pretty thirsty at the pump, and depending on your driving habits, it could cost you quite a bit down the line. And Consumer Reports has given the Tiguan a predicted reliability rating of only 2 out of 5, which feels like a couple points too low to justify the cost. Now, like the XC90, the infotainment can be clumsy and the system has been known to freeze and crash. Yet for just under $27K, it might seem like a bargain, but when you cross-shop it with the Toyota RAV4 or the Honda CR-V, it's hard to see the value in the Tiguan. Mercedes-Benz GLE SUV. I think everyone knew that a Mercedes-Benz would be on this list, and the Mercedes-Benz GLE is a doozy. This luxury SUV has been turning heads for years, with its well-sculpted body and luxurious interior. But let me tell you, with Consumer Reports giving the GLE a predicted reliability rating of just 2 out of 5, you're gonna wanna steer clear. You're seeing a trend with the infotainment systems being difficult to use and the lack of physical controls, and the GLE is part of the problem. Also, fuel mileage is in the high teens to the low 20s. It's pretty much worse in its class. And when you consider the price of over $57K, the value per dollar just isn't there for the reliability headache. Nissan Sentra. The Nissan Sentra is a car that is about as exciting as waiting in the line at the DMV. I mean, you get the CVT transmission, the same kind of thing that brought down the WRX, and this one is noisy, unreliable, and unrefined. Plus, you get handling and ride quality that leaves a lot to be desired. Consumer Reports has given the Sentra a predicted reliability rating of 3 out of 5, which is just average. But who wants to be average? Am I right? Inside, it's cramped and lacks any premium features you'd expect in a modern car. Heck, I think that my 1968 Mustang has more driving amenities than this thing. Now, you don't want to just go buy one of these accidentally or get into an accident with one of these because its safety rating is just average. Yes, they are cheap at $20K, which is tempting, but you don't even get what you pay for. Honda HR-V. Okay, you're with me. Having a Honda on this list is kind of interesting, but the HR-V is the black sheep of the reliability family. First off, the HR-V lacks power. The engine is weak and unresponsive, and it has a CVT transmission as well, and it's a whiny CVT at that. Plus, the handling and ride quality leave a lot to be desired. Consumer Reports has given the HR-V a predicted reliability rating of 3 out of 5, which is just average and not really the reason that you would go buy this Honda. Am I right? And everything about it just seems outdated. You can do better. Subaru Ascent. The Subaru Ascent. It's about as thrilling as a trip to the dentist, and the CVT transmission in this big of a vehicle just doesn't perform very well. And that's partially due to the lack of power thanks to a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that's always working way too hard. Now, Consumer Reports has descended on the Ascent with a predicted reliability rating of 3 out of 5, which, yes, is average, but let's just face it, average is not what you want when you're making this kind of investment. Honestly, the Subaru Ascent might be a decent choice for someone who just needs a basic SUV to get around town as an appliance. But if you want anything that has a little bit more excitement, better performance, and a higher reliability rating, you might want to look elsewhere. This car is like a plain potato. It'll fill you up, but it is no culinary masterpiece. So for 34 grand, I'd go buy a Toyota Highlander for just a few grand more using the ideal car strategies that I've linked below. Now, did we miss any vehicles on this ideal list? Let us know down below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, please like and subscribe if you're new. I'm Brad, this is Ideal, and check out this Idealist vid up here or whatever YouTube recommends you watch down here. Oh, and promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.